Thank you for joining the Men's College World Series post-game press conference featuring NC State. We're now joined by student-athlete Sam Highfill. Use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. When you are called on for your question, please state your name and affiliation. First, we'll go to Andrew. Andrew, please state your name and affiliation. Go ahead.
Hi, Sam. This is Andrew Schnittker with Inside Pack Sports. I'm just wondering, obviously seeing a guy like Jack Leiter on the other side and hearing all the talk about him coming into this and what he was doing, how much did that kind of fire you up and motivate you to want to go out there and go pitch for pitch with him, which you obviously did?
Yeah, it did. It did have a factor. I knew I was going to have to be good tonight. That kid's really good, and you'll see his name called in the first, if not first 10 picks. He might be the first pitcher taken this year. So I knew I was going to have to go out and be good, and Tatum hit the home run, and I guess that was all we needed.
All right, our next question will go to Alec. Alec, state your name and affiliation.
Yeah, Sam, this is Alex Sawyer with Pack Pride. I know it's sometimes hard to talk about yourself, but just how proud are you of the way you've developed as the season's gone along? Because you just seem to be getting better and better every week.
Yeah, I feel good right now, and last couple of starts I have felt good, and the stages keep getting a little bit bigger, and to be able to pitch in this park tonight was an unreal feeling, and I'm glad we came away with a win.
All right, Rob?
Yes, sir. Sam, I'm sorry, Rob McLean with the Wilson Times. Sam, you obviously have an extensive NC State background, so what you're doing in this journey is special, but to be doing it for the school that you've loved and adored and as a part of your family, could you just speak to that, please?
Yeah, it's everything I dreamed of as a kid, I remember going to NC State baseball games when I was, 6, 8, 10 years old, and wishing I was able to be out there with them. I watched them come to the College World Series in 2013, and it's been a lot of fun.
Next, we'll go to Steve.
Hi, Sam. Steve Wiseman with the Raleigh News and Observer. You were able to keep the leadoff man off base all but 2 of your innings tonight. How big a factor was that in your success?
That's huge. That's what we try to do. It's a big thing. You get the leadoff guy, you're in a good position for the rest of the inning, and it's certainly not over after you get the leadoff guy out. But it helps a lot to not be pitching all inning from the stretch.
Next, we'll go to Kendall.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Sam, I guess just from a stuff standpoint, you had the fastball, that frisbee slider working for you. What do you think about your stuff tonight, just overall?
I thought it was good, but I wouldn't say it's the best I've had all year. Changeup was good sometimes, but I left it up a lot tonight. Able to get away with some of those, and breaking ball was hit or miss today. But yeah, from down sidearm stuff felt good tonight. Fastball felt good.
Next up, Michael. Please state your name and affiliation.
Hi, Sam. Michael Furrow with Berg Sports Network. Quick question for you. Talk about the chemistry tonight between you and your catcher in shutting down Vanderbilt's offense tonight.
Luca's awesome. He had another great game tonight back there. Coach Chrysler calling pitches, and Luca playing defense. I don't want anybody else back there for me right now.
We'll go to Rob.
Yeah, when Tatum hit the home run, just could you tell me how that made you feel? Did you think this was one of those games where only one run would win it?
I wasn't sure, but that home run was huge, and in the fifth inning, I guess it was. I knew I had done well so far, but I knew the game was far from over. I didn't know if one run was going to be enough or not, but that was a big home run.
Next up, David.
Hey, Sam, David Thompson, USA Today Network. Can you just talk about the confidence that this team has right now going forward?
Yeah, we have a lot of it. We've beaten in the last 5 or 6 weeks. We beat ACC Pitcher of the Year, the SEC Pitcher of the Year, Kevin Kopps. We beat Jack Leiter tonight. We beat Brendan Beck on 2 days ago. And, we got a lot of confidence. We've slayed a lot of giants, and trying to carry it forward.
All right, next we'll go to Evan. for last question here.
Hey, Sam. Vandy's has a lineup that hasn't been shut out in a couple of years. What was the key to shutting those guys down in your eyes tonight?
I think I touched on it a little bit earlier. Get the leadoff guy out every inning, especially their leadoff hitter. You know, he can run, and keeping him off base. I don't know if he got on tonight, but keeping him off base was big, and just go from there.
All right, Sam, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And as a reminder, please use the raise hand function if you would like to ask a question. We are now joined by Tyrell Tatum. So we'll go to the first question, Alec.
Yeah, Tyrell, Alex Sawyer with Pack Pride. Can you just take us through your home run? I mean, both what you got and how you hit it, and just also the feeling and the adrenaline of hitting that in this park.
Okay, so what I'll start by saying is my first at bat, he started me off with an off-speed pitch and then continued the trend and threw another one. And in the second at bat, when I hit the home run, it was an off-speed pitch that was a strike, and I completely sold out for the next pitch to be a fastball, and it just happened to be a fastball in, and I put a good swing on it.
Next, we'll go to Andrew.
Tyrell, what did you what can you say about Sam and his performance out there on the mound for you guys tonight, and how much did it fire you up to see him out there going pitch for pitch with Jack Leiter like that?
To me, that was one of the most impressive things I think that Sam's done up to this point. Like, I'm just lost for words, honestly. I've come really close to Sam throughout the course of the postseason and this year. And that, like, every single day he comes and works as hard as he can and puts in the work and really, really deserves the results. And he keeps going out there and getting them every single time. It's really, like, unbelievable. Like, I just can't really explain it.
Next, we'll go to Rob.
Yeah, Rob McGlynn, Wilson Times. Tyrell, what led you to kind of decide to sell out for the fastball in on that pitch? You mentioned he was off speeding you outside. What kind of led you to look for that one pitch?
So for me, the first at bat, it was changeup, breaking ball for a ball, breaking ball for a strike, and then an unbelievable pitch that I tipped my cap on. Like, that was one of the best fastballs I want to say that he threw all night. Like, that was absolutely a great pitch. So coming to the next at bat, I realized that I hadn't seen many fastballs at all. So I was really hoping that he would start me off with one, but it ended up being a slider, so I took it, and then I just had this feeling that it was going to be a fastball, and I didn't care where it was thrown. I was going for it.
Next up, we have Casey.
Hi, Tyrell. As Sam just said, you guys have slayed a lot of giants when it comes to you guys as batters. Even when, you guys are striking out, there's never seems to be any flustered at the plate. Just can you speak to that confidence the whole team has up and down that lineup when it comes to facing these guys?
I think that's a credit to our coaches and our coaching staff, and really the confidence that we all have within each other to believe that we're all going to put together good at bats. So if we're going to talk about tonight, Austin Murr is probably not happy with what happened tonight because he feels like he didn't do anything. But really, Austin was the main reason that we were able to have success tonight because he went out there the first at bat of the game and saw a lot of pitches. So he gave everybody an opportunity to see everything that he had tonight for us. And then Tyler did the same thing, and Johnny did the same thing, and I did the same thing. And it's just we all try to just build on each other and make sure that we all are putting together quality at-bats regardless of the result of the at-bat.
Just a reminder to please state your name and affiliation. We'll go to Joe.
Tyrell, Joe Mazur at ABC 11 in Raleigh. Can you just tell me how this feels to get another step closer to the ultimate goal? What's the feeling tonight?
For me, I'm really lost for words, honestly. From the start that we had and where we've been, I would say like we're really on top of the world right now. Like, this feeling is unmatched, especially to do it here at this stage is one of the greatest feelings I've probably ever felt in my life.
All right, we'll go to Alyssa. Please state your name and affiliation.
Alyssa Ray, WNCN Raleigh. To come into Friday's game with no losses, does that take any of the pressure off at all, or do you approach it any differently than any other game?
So for me personally, I look at all of the games the same. I'm trying to do anything I can to help my team win and give it all I got for those 9 innings that we're playing.
All right, we have time for one more question. We'll go to Rob.
Yeah, you mentioned how guys were taking pitches and that helps the lineup. The big thing people say about NC State is that the lineup is stacked 1 to 9. Do you feel like your teammates are helping you and you're helping your teammates? Is that why you're having that type of season? Could you just explain that?
So for me, I think that I actually talked to my uncle about this last night. So for me personally, I pay extreme attention to Austin Murr's at-bats and Tyler's at-bats and Johnny's at-bats, not only because they hit right in front of me, but because I feel like a lot of guys are going to choose someone in the order to pitch you just alike. And to me, I feel like tonight I felt like they didn't pitch me like anyone, but I feel like typically on normal days I try to pay attention and find out where they're throwing the pitches to those guys, if they're feeding them in and out or if they're getting a lot of off speed, so I can know what I'm likely to see in my at-bats.
Thank you for your time today.
No problem at all.
All right, next we'll have Coach Elliott Avent. So as this reminder, please use the raise hand function to indicate if you'd like to ask a question. And then another reminder, please make sure you state your name and affiliation. All right, we're now joined by Coach. So we'll start off with a brief opening statement. So Coach, please go ahead.
I was just sitting out there with Sam Highfill, and he said it best. He said that was a great college baseball game. And it was. Two teams playing their hearts out, playing good defense, and 2 pitchers that were commanding the strike zone, and both were very, very good tonight.
All right, your first question comes from Kendall.
Roger, D1 Baseball. Elliott, just looking at Sam's last 4 starts, he's been pretty awesome the last 25 innings. What did you kind of see differently from him the last 4 starts, including this one, versus the 2 previous ones in the middle of ACC play? He kind of had a couple of rough starts. The last 4 have been outstanding.
Yeah, he's just been really he's been consistent all year, to be honest with you, Kendall. He's been really consistent all year. And if you talk about the last 4 starts, obviously everything's amped up a little bit from when you get in the ACC tournament to regionals to supers to here. And he just keeps getting better and commanding the stuff. But to pitch this kind of game against, it was pretty obvious to him Jack Leiter was really good tonight. Obviously, he's one of the top pitchers in the country. I'm sure he's going to be one of the top few picks in the MLB draft coming up. And he could tell that he was really on tonight and was really, we weren't going to get anything. So for Sam to keep this offense at Vanderbilt at bay, to allow us a chance, it was like just unbelievable what he did tonight.
Next up, we have Alex.
Yeah, Elliott, Alex Sawyer with Pack Pride. Tyrell Tatum's a guy that's, been through a lot with this program and is really playing good baseball this year. For him to have that moment to hit that home run in this game, just how proud of him are you and how happy are you to see that for him?
Well, obviously, that was a big hit for us tonight, and we weren't getting anything off Leiter, and I don't know whether he looked at fastball and got it, but he really hit it very well. But if you talk about the growth of Tyrell Tatum through the years at NC State, just so proud. His strength, he's just put on a lot of strength this year, and he's worked very hard. He's carried around a jug of water all year, not just here, but all year, and he's really committed himself with how he eats, his work ethic, and his added strength, and he's turned into a complete baseball player.
Next, we'll go to Rob.
Yeah, Rob McGlenn with the Wilson Times. Elliott, how do you get your kids, and you as well, to detach from the importance, the magnitude of these games and just simplify it to its lowest terms?
Well, we haven't said much to these players in a long time. The most talking we've probably done to these guys is when we were, scuffling early in the year trying to get the lineup on the field and trying to figure out the pitching. But for the last 2-3 months, we haven't said much at all to these guys because they know what they want and they know how hard it is to get and they know how committed they are to one another. And so we just I don't think they let any moment become too big for them. So that's them that gets that done. That's not us. And they're just fun to watch play.
Next up, we have Alyssa.
Alyssa Ray, WNCN Raleigh. Looks like there's quite a big Wolfpack following out there. It seems like there's just a bunch of fans. Can you just speak to the support you guys are getting out there?
Yeah, that's been unbelievable. That's been unbelievable. I spoke to a gathering with the chancellor yesterday morning or 2 mornings ago. I can't remember. And we were getting ready to go to practice. It was right before we went to practice. And the Wolfpack Club had a gathering with the chancellor. And I spoke to him. And the players came in at the end as we got on the bus. And Austin Murr, he thanked everybody and says, you know how great it is to be in a venue like this with 22,000 people, but it's obvious how many Wolfpack, it feels like a home game, he says, with the support we've had. So it's been amazing. Former players that have come out, fans that have come out, boosters, and it's not cheap to get out here. I've been amazed at how many people found their way to Omaha.
Next, we have Brian. Please say your name and affiliation.
Hi, Coach. Brian Purtle with the Technician. Obviously, Sam had a fantastic game tonight, but he also had a good defense behind him. I was hoping you could say a few words about that opening play Menchik made to really set the tone and defensively and prevent Vanderbilt from getting on base.
Yeah, we do Vanderbilt. They're a great bunting team. They're a great offensive ball club. They find different ways to score. And so we're playing in a lot of the night for the bunt. But when he bunted that ball with one strike, I'm not screaming, but I'm just thinking, hey, let it go foul, because I thought it was right on the line, and no way he could make that play. But boy, howdy, did he make an unbelievable play. But he's done that all year. He's a terrific defensive player. This is a terrific defensive team, and we played great defense tonight.
Next up, we have Andrew.
Elliott, you mentioned the growth of Tyrell Tatum and the work that he's put in. You look at a guy like him or a guy like Johnny Butler, who obviously had the big game for you against Stanford. Looking at these guys who have been in your program for a number of years and have obviously developed but really put the work into becoming better baseball players, to see the players that they are now, just how happy are you for them to go from where they were at the start of their baseball careers here to getting to have these moments on this stage?
All you coach for is the players. I mean, it's a great profession. It's one, if you get into it for the right reasons, it gives you so much joy and satisfaction. It gives you heartbreak sometimes, but the satisfaction that it gives you far outweighs things you have to go through. And these players have given our staff, it's not just me, Chris Hart, Clint Chrysler, Joey Holcomb, our trainer, Scott Insel, who puts in countless hours, Gabe Button, the strength coach, Jody Cahoon, our equipment guy. I've never seen him happier. These players give us such satisfaction and such joy. It's just fun to watch these guys, and it's fun to watch them develop as baseball players and as men. And they're such a smart group, and they're fun to be a part of.
Next up, we have Joe.
Hey, Coach. Joe Mazur, ABC 11 in Raleigh. I've been watching these Zooms, and you're all business. I get it for the most part. But what is this night like for you? How thrilling is this to be this far in this tournament and know you're a couple of wins away here?
Well, you might say it's a couple wins away, but it's still hard. Every win you get in Omaha is tough, nail-biting. This is not only 8 of the best teams in the country, but it's the last 8 teams in the country, and they're here for a reason because they're playing their best baseball of the year. So every win is important. We were here before. I remember this game last time I was here. We lost 2-1 to UCLA, and UCLA went on to win the national championship. So every win you get is important, and but it's still a long way to go.
Next up, we have Michael.
Hi, Coach. Michael Farrar with Berg Sports Network. Just 2 questions for you here. Just talk about the chemistry with your catcher and your pitchers tonight, how they were working facing Vanderbilt. And then from a coaching perspective, facing Leiter, what was that like from, kind of like a baseball fan perspective to see that kind of talent?
To answer your second question first, the last 3 games we faced Kevin Kopps, Brandon Beck, who's a player of the year in the Pac-12, pitcher of the year Pac-12, and he's sensational. And then tonight you get Jack Leiter, who's just, I've been around for a long time, and that's one of the performances I've seen that right up there are the top performances I've seen. And you talk about Luca Tresh. We can't tell you how proud we are of Luca Tresh. He's a guy that's known for his offense and was a top prospect with the scouts coming into the year. And I think they had questions about his catching maybe. I think he's turned into one of the best defensive catchers in the country. And I've told him all year how he works our pitching staff is so amazing. And I've had nothing but great catchers since I've been here. I saw Colt Morton, who got a cup of coffee in the big leagues. He was here the other day with his dad and his son. He made it out here. And if you talk about Brett Austin, first-round draft pick out of high school, you talk about all these guys that I've had the pleasure of coaching. Patrick Bailey, first-rounder last year. Luca Tresh is right up there with working our pitching staff and giving them the confidence they need and to get the job done. So we're all very, very proud of Luca Tresh.
Next, we'll go to Rob.
Yeah, Elliott, could you just speak to the leverage that you get by not having to play until Friday? What type of tactical advantage? I don't know if it'll be an all-hands-on-deck situation for that one game. Does that kind of give you advantage that you have that 4-day break?
I just think we need rest. I think the rest, everybody knows we don't have a deep bullpen. We've battled that all year. So to go in that loser's bracket would have been tough for us. But the main thing I think is the rest right now. Coach Hart's been sick for probably 5 or 6 days. JT Jarrett caught the bug a couple days ago. This bug seems to be going around. Cameron Cotter, I've got it a little bit. This bug seems to be floating around. And I think right now it's important for our players to get some rest.
Coach, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you all for participating. You can find a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.baritone.com.